County, standing in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Palestine who are being murdered by Israel, bombing little children. It's something ongoing, right? Like, okay, they stopped, with the firing at the moment, right? They called a little peace, but we have to understand, right, that this is something that has been going on, right? And the Palestinian people are really have no military. They have no military, and Israel has, I believe, the fourth strongest military in the world, right? They have tanks, they have airplanes, they have bombs. I mean, they even have protected a dome. They even have a dome over their city, right? And all the Palestinian people have is rocks and throwing the grenades back and whatever else little things they could do. And then they have Hamas on top of that, trying to, they're trying to bomb Israel. But like I said, Israel's very protected with with that invisible dome that they have over the city, protecting them. So, what kind of really challenge is the Palestinian people to the to the Israelites, right? The Israel people. So Sister Patty took time to put everything together. You have to understand, right, that the Palestinian people are just trying to live, right? Back in the 1940s, during World War II, the people of Israel ran off and escaped towards Palestine, and Palestine accepted them, right, onto their land. And little by little, as the Israel people went into the Palestine land, the Israel people did the same thing that the Europeans did to the Mexican people when they overtook Texas. So, yes. So, what I'm trying to say is, right, the Israel people went and began colonizing the Palestine people's land, right? Just like the Europeans did to the Mexican people's land when they entered Texas. So the Palestinian people try to help. The Palestinian people try to help the Israel people that were getting ran out of the European lands, and to turn around only to try to take their land, only to turn around and kick the Palestine people out of the East Bank. So it started off with just the East Bank saying that, the Israel people try to say that Palestine took their land, and Palestine, then all Israel's doing is taking back their land. With that said, so now they're saying back and forth, it's our land, it's his land, it's not whatever it may be. But it started off with only kicking Palestinians out of the East Bank. But now with the president of Israel right now, Netanyahu or something like that, right? That guy, the president of Israel right now at this moment, is trying to run the Palestinians out of the West Bank now. So not only did they get kicked out of the East, now they're trying to run them out of the West. They're getting ran out of the West Bank. Why did Hamas start bombing Israel, right? You're going to say, oh, well, Hamas started bombing Israel. Well, the reason why Hamas started bombing Israel was because the reason why Hamas started bombing Israel was two reasons, right? One, what are the reasons why Hamas started bombing Israel is we're in the city of Downey, standing in solidarity with our brothers and sisters from Palestine, who's ever jumping in right now, right? In the city of Downey on the corner of Firestone and Downey Avenue. So we have to understand, right, why Hamas started bombing Israel. And the reason why, one of the reasons Hamas started bombing Israel was because Israel was going to homes in the West Bank and telling people who have lived there for generations to kick rocks. And they were giving those homes and that land to the Israel people, which is against the law, right? Because the East Bank is supposedly for the Israel people, and the West Bank is for the Palestine people. They cannot come together for a two-state solution. So the East and the West is supposed to be separate, but now Israel, because they have a military force, and going with guns and telling people to leave their homes. If they don't, they will be arrested. So therefore, Hamas caught wind of that. And not only that, right? Not only that, on top of that, give me 1 second, Professor O. Give me 1 second. Don't hang up. So then on top of that, they were doing Ramadan, right? One of their holiest months of the year. And these Israel people started going to their churches and kicking them out and throwing little grenades, those little energy grenade things that pop into the crowds of children. So you have to understand, right, that Israel went and messed up their holiest of times and was kicking them out of their homes. So that's why Hamas started shooting missiles over. The Palestinian people were under attack and they were getting kicked out of their homes. Children were getting beat, arrested. You know what I mean? You can't stab somebody with a knife and expect them not to try to stab you back. It's plain and simple. We're leaving now. Okay, so now we're gonna start walking. You know, I got my kids here with me. I just playing. So we have to understand, right? That's the reason. Let me see, bro. Where'd you go? I'll jump you back on now. And then you're probably wondering, why are we on the main streets? Why are we off the main streets? Well, the reasons why we go off of the main streets is because the reason for a protest is to bring people to awareness, right? You don't do no good just protesting in the same positions or in the same places in the back streets where there's nobody there. You got to come to the people. You got to go where they eat to be able to let them know, notify them what's going on, right? Because people who live their everyday lives don't really know what's going on. All they be is like, oh, that's fucked up, right? Whatever's going on. But when you take it to where they chill, when you take it to when they eat, where they eat, people gonna listen. People gonna listen. You know, it's just what it is. Somebody goes to your front door, then people gonna listen. Ah, fuck. So apparently, we're heading over to City Hall. Somebody was trying to get live with me. Let me see if he's still on there. I'd like to go live with some. Let me see.
Hey, it's kind of weird for a mayor to kind of just go out and say, well, I support Palestine. That's like not even her place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she just made like a bold statement, like
the mayor took her picture profile off and put the picture and put the flag of Israel.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh shit! What the fuck? Hey.
Hermie.
Hey, let's go to the car.
Amir. Amir.
How'd you guys park?
Where are we going?
We're going to City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they all got their cars over there.
Oh, all right, yeah, we'll just go get my car.
We're gonna go walk.
Where are we? Bridget, why are you here today?
In support of Palestine. We're fighting for Palestine to end the murders on the children, to leave them alone in peace so they can live in their own land.
What's that red hand? What's that red hand on your neck resemble?
It signifies the blood of all the children that were killed during all the bombing and shootings in Palestine.
Missing indigenous woman as well. You know, red is very symbolic. Red is, you know, what people don't realize. I mean, it's very
Murdered, missing.
Yeah.
Missing, murdered indigenous women.
missing, murdered indigenous women, right? And that's very. That's a strong position here in the West Coast. But the color red, is a sign of power to stand in solidarity for many peoples across this whole world. Patty's the one who brought us here. Why are we here, Patty?
Oh boy. So we are here because the mayor. So we are here because the mayor from Meta, which is the mayor of Downey, has openly supported Israel. She changed her profile picture on Facebook with Israel's flag, and so what we see that's happening over there is as genocide, you know, because they're targeting innocent people, innocent children, civilians, especially children. And so that's the reason why we're here today, because, you know, I believe our brothers and sisters from Palestine deserve respect. We need to be sensitive to their pain, and not only be sensitive to their pain, but, you know, respect them and not side with the oppressor. Which is what Prometa is doing, and that's the reason why we're here. We're sticking up on behalf of our brothers and sisters who are not being heard. And we're going to continue to speak up against violence and terror.
This is my good sister, Patty Chavez, right here. Where could they find you at?
You could follow me on Facebook, and my name on Facebook is Patty S. Chavez. We always organize like different protests and stuff, different events with Jonah. Thank you.
No, he's asking Jonah.